I'm a pretty crazy guy. I mean, I'm a professional slap striker, so I guess if you don't know, better call somebody. But so I would get like cute girls. I'd be like, "Yo, what's up, baby?" I'm like, "Cute, you want a shot of this?" They're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Gotta kiss me." And I was flirting, doing the thing, right? While it was a nightmare, it was also a blessing. I had a great time. I made some really good friends, and a lot of us are still hanging out in the top five. I mean, what else is there in life but to get better every day? Just keep that focus, keep that path.
All right, guys, this is Crazy Kev here, and I'm here with Ryan Phillips. Ryan, how we doing, my man?
Fucking slaperific, brother. That was an awesome event last night, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was definitely an awesome event, man. I mean, talk us a little bit more about Powerslap, man, how you kind of got into this thing, man.
Yeah, so a lot of people ask me that question, but honestly, it's as simple as just having drinks with the boys and just being young and dumb, man. We started slapping each other in front of people. People started laughing, and then all of a sudden, people started picking it up on their own right and started jumping in. So I knew I could. I was pretty tough, but hey, a perfect opportunity came around with Powerslap. They gave me a call. They said, "Hey, we got this going on. Dana White wants to start a slap fighting league." And they said, "Do you want to join?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, let's go. Let's do it."
Let's go. Yeah, no, that's definitely awesome, man. And, a little bit about you, you like biology and everything like that. I mean, what kind of happened with your biology career, man? Talk to us more about that.
Well, it's like, it was awesome. And I love science. I'm a big science buff. But what happened was I was actually working while I was studying as well. And my job that I was working for, I was excelling in as well. And they ended up sending me over to the Philippines, and I was like, this is probably a huge opportunity for me to hit the top. I'm working side by side with big time executives and trying to save people's jobs in the Philippines. So I was like, man, I'm just gonna have to put college right now on a hold. I'm gonna take this opportunity, travel the world. And I mean, it ended up materializing because where I'm at right now in my life is pretty much thanks to that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's definitely awesome, man. I mean, talk us a little bit about school, man. I mean, how hard was it, and what made you enjoy science so much?
Well, school in and of itself is, a chore. You have to put your time in for that. So and also, like I said, I was working as well. So it was school and work at the same time. And, but, school life, people who go to college know that it's just a big, party, basically. Everyone's coming together, meeting each other. And it was just a great time. I met so many good people. And it happened when I first moved to Ohio. I just stopped high school, and then 2 years later, I'm in Ohio going to college. So it was perfect timing. I got to meet people here from New Jersey or from Ohio, since I moved from New Jersey, and I couldn't ask for anything better. So it's good.
Yeah, no, that's definitely awesome, man. And you mentioned college is a little bit of a party, man. Do you happen to have any wild college party memories that you might have?
Ooh, yeah. I mean, I'm a pretty crazy guy. I mean, I'm a professional slap striker, so I guess if you don't know, better call somebody. But yeah, I guess I can tell one. It's pretty good. So I was pretty crazy and outgoing, and I was drinking. I was a vampire for Halloween. It was a big Halloween party right out in Kent State, and Kent State they throw ragers. So me and the boys went out. I was dressed as a vampire. I had a bottle of hypnotic in like this glass like chalice thing that looked like holy water, and then so I would get like cute girls. I'd be like, "Yo, what's up, baby?" I'm like, "Cute, you want a shot of this?" They're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Gotta kiss me." And I was flirting, doing the thing, right? And I don't know if it was just like it was crazy, but this girl, she was cute. I started flirting with her. Well, she like grabbed my neck and like started like digging her nails into my neck and started like drawing blood and stuff. I was like, holy shit! My friend had to like get her off me. All of a sudden, next thing I know, I'm like in front of this house taking bottles and just breaking people's windows with bottles. So I was just freaking out because I saw blood and I was like, oh, and I started and like people were like, what are you doing? And people would come up to me and be like, here, throw this one. And I would throw it, break a window. And I ended up running, and that was pretty crazy. I didn't get caught or anything. I ended up like jumping into a bush.
I love it. What was that problem? I mean, why was she trying drawing blood on you and stuff?
I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, I was drinking a bottle of Hypnotic. I was already flirting with all the girls. I was thinking I was hot shit. So she probably didn't think the same. And yeah, that's, who knows what was said at that time, but I'll leave it at that.
Fair enough. And, I'm from Philadelphia, man, so it's not too far from New Jersey. I mean, what was maybe some cool things about Jersey that you can talk to us about?
Oh shit, man! I used to chill in Philadelphia too, bro. My buddy used to go to the University of the Arts, so we used to hang down there a lot.
Yeah.
But Jersey was sick, man. I lived on the Jersey Shore, so I was right on the beach, and it doesn't get any better than that, man. But the beach life is the life, and yeah, it was cool. New Jersey, they don't have too many guns. Like it wasn't like, hey, like people would have like a 9mm like it is out in Ohio, just walking around. So in that aspect, it's different. I grew up using my fists, my words in my fists, more than anything. And now here that I'm in Ohio, it's like people are all carrying and they got weapons. And now I had to get proficient in weapons. So I feel like it like trained both sides of the warrior spectrum for me, But New Jersey's awesome, man. It's great people, classy, near the beach, doesn't get any better. The boardwalk, surfing, bodyboarding, just the water. It's just a great environment, man.
Yeah, no, it definitely seems like it, man. And you mentioned the beach and stuff like that. What's maybe some of your favorite beaches that you maybe went to in Jersey or just in general?
Ocean City has huge waves. So Point Pleasant near the Casino Pier, they got some waves. Belmar Beach is freaking awesome, bro. Asbury Park, when I grew up there, wasn't good. Like that was like the drug addicts beach. You know what I mean? But now I hear it's cleaned up and it's amazing. So there, Sandy Hook, all the places that got hit by Hurricane Sandy, unfortunately.
Yeah, literally. And you mentioned a lot about big waves. Do you like to do surfing or anything like that?
Oh yeah, brother. I was a big time bodyboarder and loved to surf. I looked up my half brother was amazing at surfing, so I looked up to him and I tried to like be a good surfer. But I was more into bodyboarding. I like bodyboarding better, and I was really good at that.
Very nice, very nice. And when it comes to just like slap fight and everything like that, have you happened to have like any street fights or just fights in general and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, all that stuff we just talked about, culminates locals only. You don't want all the we call them bennies. They're like the outsiders coming to our beach. So, we used to tell people to get off the beach or else, and sometimes that ended up in a scrap. People didn't like that, so we had that. And yeah, I scrapped a lot, definitely, when I was a young kid. There was a time in my life when I was in second grade where my mom had to become the permanent lunch aide because I was fighting kids all the time, like every lunch period. So it was bad.
Jeez, okay, fair enough. And when it comes to Powerslap, man, I mean, what's maybe some of your favorite things that you like to do in the gym to kind of train for it?
I mean, everything. It's basically the same workout that I've been doing my entire life. Two muscle groups a day. But as far as special slap training stuff, obviously, it's more time on the bob, the practice bob that looks like a human, and you slap that face. Also, I have a iron palm training. I put iron palm training into my my repertoire because it makes the hand harder, and it also the blood fills it up, and then your hand actually grows too. So it could actually help extend your hand and grow your hand as well, and more surface damage the better. But that's something new. Honestly, like more taking the mallet, hitting the tire, type drills, MMA drills, really anything that coexists with gaining strength, man.
Fair enough. And when it comes to slap fighting, man, I mean, how do you kind of train yourself to like not flinch and stuff, man?
That's a good question. I mean, in the first season, they had us using pool noodles, and we would smack each other in the face with pool noodles, and that honestly doesn't really hurt at all. I don't know. You just have to be a dog. You have to know. You just have to know within yourself that you're stronger, more imposing. Definitely have a higher pain tolerance than the other guy. But for me, it's I've taken slaps so many times in my life that I don't it doesn't really scare me anymore to go up there. The only thing that does scare me is when people don't follow the rules and their slaps turn into full on punches, and they don't those are breaking the rules, but looks like they don't get called anymore. So I guess that's another story to tell.
I was gonna say, I think you mentioned like in like maybe like the first like qualifying show, like they weren't really calling much, right?
Oh wow, yeah, the qualifier was no holds barred. Yeah, that was everyone was definitely brand spanking new, including the judges and the referees. So no one knew what was going on, but yeah, it was a very fun time, and it definitely made for a legendary match between me and the One-Eyed Wolf.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, man. And I believe Powerslap also had like a reality show as well too. I mean, talk us a little bit more about that too.
Yeah, it was season one. I was on season one of Road to the Title. It was the first Powerslap, I would say, episodic feature, and it was a great time. It was a really chaotic atmosphere. You had guys who wanted to rip each other's faces off. We're all competing. Our names are on a board where it's telling us our matchups, and we're all living with each other. So it was crazy, and as you can see on the show, we had a couple of characters that, like Azael with his drinking, and Russell Rivero just being a menace and an absolute terror. But it was awesome, man. It was a good experience. I don't know if I'd ever do it again. Well, now I hear that because it used to be 3 weeks long. We actually had no phones, no TV, no radio, no real connection with the outside world for 3 weeks. But I heard that they trimmed it down to 2 weeks, which is a little bit more feasible. But while it was a nightmare, it was also a blessing. I had a great time. I made some really good friends, and a lot of us are still hanging out in the top 5, which is cool.
Oh yeah, no, that's definitely awesome, man. And when it comes to the show, I mean, was there anything you wish that was maybe on the show they didn't put on it?
I don't know if I wish, but I mean, there's some cool. I had some cool moments on the show that obviously weren't seen. I mean, all of us had a lot of cool moments within the show that they didn't really show. Because honestly, what they did show was only about the first couple of days we were even in the house. I mean, Azael was going crazy doing his drunk escapades for only 3 nights. I mean, he learned very quickly that wasn't gonna fly with us. You know what I mean? So, but no, I mean, there was a couple of cool things. Like I would always eat steak. Someone stole my food one time, and I like spazzed out. And I mean, there was a lot of good interactions too between me and some of the athletes. I think there was a lot of interactions between all of us that were truly missed, and I wish they would show more of that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. And when it comes to Powerslap, man, I mean, what was it kind of like to meet Dana White for the first time?
It was cool. The very first time I got to meet Dana White was my face-off with Rob Perez, the Wolf, and honestly, it was such a moment for me that I didn't even realize he was up there, and I shook his hand, smiled at him, and then got in the Wolf's face, and then I was like, oh shit, I just shook Dana White's hand, like holy crap, it was like that quick. But eventually I got to talk to him a little bit more, and he's always treated me very good and very kind, and he's a very down to earth person, which is surprising from what I can tell. Yeah, it's really cool to even be mentioned in the same sentence as him. It's very cool.
Yeah, no, that's definitely pretty cool, man. And when it comes to like Powerslap and stuff, man, I mean, obviously you made a comment last night that you think Powerslap's going to be bigger than the UFC. I mean, what do you maybe think about that?
Well, we sure do get a lot of views. Our views are definitely trumping what UFC is pumping out right now. I always said that we could eventually be as big, if not bigger than the UFC. So I'm definitely on it could be bigger than the UFC train. It's just it's like the day and age that we started in with Powerslap. is that real, fast pace. I just want to see a video for 30 seconds and then swipe up and look at the next video, right? And each round of a slap match is always intense. So you could bust out a 15-second clip out of every round, depending on if it's entertaining or not, of course. But and those just get thousands, if not millions, of views. I mean, I myself have a video out there that is almost exceeding 100 million views, and I don't. There's a popular artist that I used to be very, I look up and follow that wouldn't even get close to that many views. So it's definitely it seems very, very odd, but it's true. It could happen. We could be bigger than the UFC one day. I see it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely interesting that you mentioned that because, like you said, I think with a lot of people's attention spans nowadays, I think that could potentially be an option with like TikTok and everything. Because I didn't really think about that with the rounds only being 15 seconds. I definitely could see that in the future, like you kind of said too.
Yeah, it's already begun, man. They chopped off we've brought this up many times, but my One Eye Wolf video in the very beginning, they chopped up pretty much every single round of that, and every single video was 10 plus million views.
Wow. That's incredible. So when it comes to like the fan base and stuff that you might have, where do you think maybe your fan base maybe comes from in the world? Do you know?
Well, I do know for my fan base, a lot of it is here locally within America. However, just as much as that is here in America, it's a lot internationally. I have a lot of people, Brazil, Canada, definitely a lot of people overseas in, I would say Poland and Russia. Where that slap fighting, you could say, originated. It's definitely very big internationally. It's catching on slowly here, but I think once we as in Powerslap start traveling and people start coming to the shows, I think you're going to see a lot of people recording and passing it around, and it's going to just explode once we get a full year of traveling in. I think you're going to see Powerslap triple.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely curious as well too. Obviously, with you being a competitor and stuff in Powerslap, have you personally like watched it as well as a fan too, like live?
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm actually one of the more unique individuals that have basically seen every single aspect of it because I've seen it as a competitor, I've seen it as a coach on the sidelines, and I've also seen it as a member of the audience in different ways too. It's awesome. I mean, any way you cut it, it's such a great experience. It's adrenaline fueled. Everyone's involved. It seems. You look into the audience, everyone's talking to each other about, either asking about the athlete or, what's this foul or what's going on. Everyone's engaged in it. So it really does get your attention, and apparently it's keeping some because, I mean, shoot, for example, Cowboy Cerrone has been to every single one of our events. I mean, for real. And that guy's a legend.
Oh, yeah. No, he definitely is. And, obviously with like Paige Van Zandt competing last night, I mean, what do you think about like, a big star like her competing in it now?
Yeah, it's badass. We've definitely had some stars come through before. It's definitely very huge to have someone like Paige Van Zandt, especially for me. I've been watching her from the get-go. So it's really awesome. Hopefully it opens the doors for other people or I would see her. She's definitely an athlete, but she's like an athlete influencer. She kind of leans towards that influencer style. And I can see that world opening up too, because, slap striking isn't just for, us animals. Hey, we could have a celebrity feud, put them up to the table and see Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger slap it off. They definitely, something was going on in the 80s. Settle it at the table, my man. Come on.
Yeah, no, that would be sick, man. And when you get your fight booked and stuff for like slap fighting, I mean, talk us a little bit more about like the behind the scenes, what you kind of have to deal with, to maybe get your fight officially booked and all that 9 yards.
With me, I basically just wait for them to give me the call, man. Like, I'm ready to go. They know. They always give me the toughest opponents. I haven't really fought anyone with outside of the top two. So, give me who you got. I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna go up there, show off. Hopefully embarrass my opponent, knock them out, make them look silly. Hopefully they're drooling at the end of the match. But You definitely want to entertain the fans. Definitely want to entertain, the brass too. You want to make them happy and get those big viral clips. Um, but yeah, just waiting for the call, man, and they know where to find me.
Yeah, no, 100%. And when you do get that call on your book for a fight, I mean, what's kind of like the behind the scenes, like the paperwork, testing? I mean, what do you have to kind of do to get like officially in there for that power slap match?
Yeah, it's really no different than an MMA match. You have to go through your safety protocols, blood tests, urine examples, anything of the sort, physicals. If you're a little bit older, you have to get MRIs and X-ray, heart scans, things of that sort. They really do go into depth about your medicals, and they're definitely not shy about it. They'll be on your ass. So they really take that to a very high importance. As far as paperwork, yeah, we just signed paperwork. They electronic signatures now. 24. We got the e-sign, and just take care of everything over the phone. Just a normal day in the office.
Fair enough. And when you're in there getting power slapped and stuff, man, what's maybe like the most painful part about it, man?
Well, getting knocked out and then watching yourself get knocked out repeatedly on the highlights, or Powerslap posting your video and then tagging it right at the top, so just so that you got knocked out. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's probably the toughest part. No, I don't know. Honestly, I would say if you have to, which I don't, probably making weight, would probably be one of the toughest aspects of this sport. As you can see, we had one of our big names not make weight yesterday. But I would say that the training, you really do want to outwork your opponent. I could say this, my last opponent, when I fought the Bell, I definitely took that for granted, and he outworked me, and it showed. He definitely gave me one hell of a match, and he made me. I can say he didn't make me look like I was supposed to be there, really. But I didn't take it seriously, and that's my own fault. So maybe the mental warfare as well is a very tough aspect. Even getting up there. When you lose the coin toss and you're about to get slammed by a 365-pound man, it's definitely on your nerves and on your mental. And I think getting over that for most people is very, very difficult. For me, I'm just like, let's let the dice roll, baby.
Let's go. Yeah. And, on top of that, man, you mentioned weight cutting. What do you typically do to get those pounds off, and what's your diet kind of like, man?
Well, I'm actually a very small. I consider myself a smaller heavyweight. I'm only 6 foot, and usually I'm weighing in at like around 230, 240. So for me, it's all about trying to gain weight. I'm usually hitting the stakes pretty hard. I'm in Vegas. They got the $14.99 surf and turf. I'm getting 2 of those. Hit the donut shop. I'm trying to put weight on. So you see me going up there and I kind of have a round belly. It's because I'm not digesting all the food I ate. I just got this big ass gut. But I promise I'll come up there. I'm gonna be in shape coming soon. But it's just I lately I've been having too much fun. I had to scale that back. Like I said, I learned a lot from my last fight, my championship fight with the Bell, and I'm not gonna do what I've been doing, and I'm gonna do what works. I usually take the day before the fight off. I do nothing. I manifest, I focus, I go over things in my head, and just relax. And then the day of the fight, I just go out and fight, and then we party. So I got to get back to that. I have to get back to my roots.
I like it. And outside of Powerslap, man, what do you typically like to do?
I like to hang out with friends, go out, golfing. Surprisingly, I love the golf. I still work. I have a career, so I work on that, which is it can be exciting sometimes, But I do podcasts. I have my own podcast that we just recently reignited, the Barefisted Podcast. Go check us out at Barefisted Podcast. And I like to, sometimes the guys come to me with questions, or I like to train some people over the internet, or go to the gym, things like that. But just a normal guy, really. Hopefully, once the money starts coming in, then I'll be like, yeah, I'm on the yacht. I'm hitting it up, driving the Lambo. Hopefully, in a few years.
That's all I was going to say, man. Speaking about in a few years, I mean, like, how long do you think it'll maybe take from, Powerslap to make you guys into like these full-time slappers?
Yeah. Some of the guys are already there, and that's cool. But I came into this, I'm 41 years old. I came into this already pretty much established. I have a lot of things, and a lot of responsibilities that I have to take care of, which a lot of guys don't really have. So right now it's good, but it could be a lot better in my opinion. And especially with the numbers that Dana's been throwing out lately. I mean, when he's talking 600 something plus $1 million, you can throw some of that my way, brother. But you know, but we'll see. We're gaining sponsors. It seems like every second. I think with the addition of the Russian dumpling, as well as Paige Van Zandt, the way they performed last night, hopefully that helps us even more because that's going to be very telling as to what sponsors are going to sign on. But hopefully soon.
Yeah, no, that's definitely awesome. That's definitely some good news, man. And there's one thing I always like to ask everyone I bring on the show. I'm a Taekwondo instructor. I've been teaching for 6 years, training for 19 years, and I started when I was 5 years old. So I just love martial arts and love what I do. And
Yeah.
with that being said, man, I mean, with all the guys I have in my gym, what advice you give them to keep on coming into the gym to keep on getting better and better every day?
I mean, what else is there in life but to get better every day? Just keep that focus, keep that path, and set a goal. Set a goal. Keep your eyes on the goal and achieve it. Try to do everything possible to achieve that goal. Don't make it something stupid. Make it something important, something that'll be fulfilling within your life, and push towards that goal. It's definitely possible if you put your mind to it. You could definitely achieve it. I'm definitely living proof of that. I've just really focused on it, and you definitely have to put a lot of things that you love to the side for a little bit. But in that matter of time, things will get better. And once you achieve that goal, you'll see that it was all worth it in the end.
Yeah, no, 100%. I definitely think that's a solid message. And you mentioned your podcast. I mean, what's maybe some of your favorite things about having a podcast?
Well, it keeps me connected with the guys. I have other slap fighter or slap strikers on the podcast as well. So shout out to John the Machine Davis, the middleweight champion, or as I like to call him, the GOAT. We got Disturbing the Peace, Dorian Perez. We have Devin Schwan, who's about to be a bare knuckle fighter here soon. And, we have guests on the guest part. We can pretty much, hey, Crazy Kev might be on one day here.
Love that, man.
We'll definitely have to talk it out here, but it's just it keeps me connected to the fight world, which is a world that I've always loved, and it's honestly a dream to be able to connect with everyone in that way.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I just started this about 4 months ago, and I love what I've been doing, man. And like I said, you're the first power slapper on the show, so it's definitely been a lot of fun talking to you, man. It's been awesome learning about the sport and learning more about you. That's for sure.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to reach out to the guys. I'm sure they're very receptive. A lot of them would like the attention, of course, and it's cool, man. Thank you, and I'm very appreciative that you gave me this opportunity to show who I am.
Exactly. And speaking about that, Ryan, I mean, what's maybe your final message out there for the fans that are watching this video?
Well, the fans, thank you. Obviously, it's been a dream come true for me. I know a lot of guys have had their lives changed because of this as well. So we definitely are very appreciative and grateful for all the fans and everyone that's latched onto this crazy world of slapping and keeping the pin pan strong, like Paige said. But my message to the haters really is give us a chance. A lot of you aren't even watching it. Give it a chance. If you watch it, or if a show comes around and you're in town, go to a show. It's second to none. Probably one of the most exciting events that you'll ever be a part of. It's going to take over. Like Dana said, it has the potential of being bigger. And he actually said it's going to be bigger than the UFC. So he's pretty much on the thought that this is going to be just gigantic. But yeah, give it a shot. Definitely take a look. Don't be afraid for our health. We're all fine. I signed up for this. I know what I'm getting into. But give us a shot. And yeah, let's go. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, yeah, Ryan, dude, it's been awesome talking to you, and I'm super glad Powerslap's been growing, and you had a couple stars on there, so now hopefully Powerslap keeps on growing, and hopefully some of those haters start going away and start tuning in. And again, man, thank you so much for coming on. You're an awesome dude, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you very much, man. I appreciate this opportunity, and good luck to you in the future as well.
Yeah, man, no problem, and hopefully we can be in touch. Maybe we can run another one. And again, man, thank you so much for your time.
Awesome, brother. Appreciate it, man.
You're the man. All right, take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you again.
See you, Kev.
My man.